Thank you so much for talking with Geospatial World and GeoBiz, Abhay. I'd like to ask you, what are the kind of activities that ADCC is involved in?
Yeah, ADCC has been primarily a GIS company. We've been doing a lot of GIS. We have been doing a lot of technology interventions. So it's a pretty long time. It's been 17 years we've been doing GIS. We primarily began our journey venturing into infrastructure 3 years back, and then we've done a lot of infrastructure project, and gradually we have been into BIM. So it is a transition from GIS to infrastructure and BIM. So probably we'll take another year or two to get mature into the business, but we have already launched into BIM, and we have a proper delivery mechanism to nurture and to deliver the projects to the customers.
Speaking of BIM, how do you think BIM is helping the construction sector?
Yeah, BIM has been really immense help to the entire construction technology and for the delivery of the projects. You take a timeline, you take a cost, you take the other benefits. Government is actually getting more benefits because at large government is getting benefits by way of cost, by way of saving the materials, and the timeline. Timeline is very key, and BIM helps you get project completion within the timeline.
Some other benefits of BIM that you'd like to highlight?
In the countries, apart from GCCs, where you have a lot of challenges of clashes. Being a democratic country, you have a lot of public issues, political issues coming in. If you execute project through BIM, you get those clashes detected pretty early, and you can envisage the fund flow on that, and you can really plan the project likewise. And as far as GC is concerned, it's really awesome what they have done all through these years. Last 10 years has been very splendid with the entire GCC. So BIM is one of the major thing, even though government has not mandated then,
yeah,
but still it has been implemented here over here with a lot of projects coming in through BIM. So we have seen the changes happening here.
How do you view the market globally when it comes to BIM?
Globally, well, people are catching up. Already 16 countries have mandated, in my knowledge, I think UK, some of the US countries, and Singapore already been there. Malaysia would be doing it, and then I have Norway and all. So probably.
And only recently Dubai also changed.
Yeah, Dubai. So yesterday
I had.
Absolutely. So people are really moving into that. Even we are trying to get into that mode, and that mandate was important, but people have already started working on that, and then it has clearly given the discipline which was required into the industry.
Yeah.
It's a very big industry, so BIM has really given a new lifeline to the construction industry.
There are two ways of viewing the market when it comes to BIM. So one is the developing market and one is the developed market. There is a lot of projects that are recently coming up. There's projects that are happening in Singapore. There's projects that are happening in India. There's so much has been done in China, and so much that is going to be done. How do you think the Middle East market is different from any of these regions?
Yeah, certainly I would answer that. As far as a developed market, we can say it's a matured market, like the West, the Europe and the US. India and China is developing, and then they're trying to catch up with these countries. But GCC, definitely there has been a proper disciplines already been mandated here, and BIM has enabled it to transit it from the developing to developed. There's a lot of developed market I could personally see in GCC, probably in UAE, and the transition has happened in the last 7 years. Okay. Since 2006 onwards, so we could see the projects getting implemented from construction technology with various new technology implemented. Of course, BIM has been one of the part of that. And there has been a lot of new innovations in the technology which is capturing the data, which is being implemented for the construction, heavy civil and all. So that has really made an impact on as far as GCC market is concerned. And then we can see that change happening. Huge construction revolution has happened since last 6-7 years. There has been a lot of developments in Qatar and UAE. Probably you're having World Cups and expos happening. So that is really a big game changer for GCC.
Especially in the near future.
Yeah, for the
so
near
much
future.
development.
So probably it will again went on happening like that only.
Yeah.
Whatever is happening, so probably expo would be the new thing coming in. Yeah.
Would you say Dubai in particular, not let's say not taking the whole region, Dubai in particular, do you think is it a part of a mature market, or do you think it's a market that needs to take off?
No, Dubai is, as far as I am concerned, Dubai is a mature market for me.
Okay.
Because Dubai has already taken off 5-6 years back, as I already said.
Yeah.
And from there, it is gaining that stability and the maturity. It's been mature for me. But we have seen
it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. Perhaps the best in the world as of now. Whatever construction technology has been implemented in Dubai, I've never seen it's happening elsewhere.
Yeah.
You will find it in bits and pieces elsewhere, like in US, but in Dubai, what you get in Singapore, what you get in UK, what you get in US, I find everything is in Dubai. So it's gaining that kind of maturity, and it will go beyond that. So Dubai will create a roadmap for the world.
What do you think are the challenges that companies face while implementing them?
So the biggest challenge is the delivery mechanism. Okay. The crunch.
How so?
The crunch of right kind of resources.
Okay.
So skill sets has to be developed. We need the capacity building by the users as well as the implementers, the contractors. There is a gap between contractor and user. Once it's actually BIM doesn't ends at implementing any project. It's a long-term process, because once you complete any project through BIM, but you have to maintain that facility. So I will also go beyond that. We want to increase from value chain, from planning stage to construction stage to facility management till for next 30-40 years. Probably you will have more maintenance module coming in through BIM while implementing the facility management program. Okay. So BIM doesn't aim up to construction. That is what is my perception, and we are also moving into that value chain. So probably people will see that this value chain happening, that BIM will now facilitate the user and owner operator till next 30-40 years. For the management of the facility. It's for the huge malls and airports and all. So they need definitely BIM as a facility manager, not only for the construction purposes.
How do you think the Middle East market is different than any other market when it comes to BIM?
Middle East is as far as this part of the world, even the developing countries, Middle East is the market wherein everything got experimented. The best technology was evolved here, best technology was implemented here, apart from Western world. But it is a market wherein the new things were implemented, the new projects have been conceived and conceptualized, and BIM was the major cause. You see this happening, and the market has got upbeat out of that.
How do you think your products are adding value to the infrastructure sector with respect to BIM?
Yeah, primarily ADCC has been what I started with. We are a GIS company.
Yeah.
So GIS has a major role to play with BIM. So we know the intricacies. While planning a project, you need to know the entire GIS gamut of the particular land parcel, land model, and then upon that it gets integrated with BIM. So we have that cutting edge. We understand how to start the project and how to get integrated with BIM, where to have what interaction, what intervention through GIS and through the product line what we have. We've been delivering a lot of individual verticals within BIM and within construction industry and within GIS. So those have been inculcated in our delivery. So that will definitely add value to the project and give that cutting edge.
All right. And that's about it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.